already know that there are different types of supplies under GST, such as taxable, nil-rated, zero-rated, exempt, and non-GST. However, do you know exemption under GST comes with certain conditions? Also, do you know who can grant an exemption, the classification of exemptions, and the types of exemptions? If not, don't worry. In this video, I'm going to explain everything about GST exemptions. Hi everyone, I'm Annapurna from Clear, where we offer products to manage GST compliance for more than 3,000 large enterprises and 4 lakh growing businesses. We create videos on tackling GST compliance for businesses, so please subscribe to our channel to keep yourself up to date about latest GST changes. Now let's learn about exemptions under GST. First of all, let's understand what is exempt supply. Exempt supplies consist of 3 types of supplies. They are nil-rated supply, wholly or partially exempted supplies as per Section 11 of CGST Act or Section 6 of IGST Act. Thereafter, non-taxable supplies that are not taxable under the GST Act. For example, alcoholic liquor for human consumption. So, if you are supplying exempted goods or services, you don't have to pay GST on them. Also, you cannot utilize the input tax credit or ITC related to exempt supplies and must reverse it while filing GST returns. Now, let's see how you will be granted an exemption. The central or state governments are empowered to grant exemptions from GST subject to conditions such as, first of all, GST Council must recommend an exemption and it should be in public interest. Thereafter, the government also has the authority to grant exemption through notifications. The exemption of specific goods or services might be absolute in nature or conditional in nature. However, the government can issue special order in exceptional circumstances. Also, if the government feels that it is necessary to clarify scope or applicability of any exemption, it can insert explanation for exemption through notification. The taxpayers enjoying absolute exemption cannot collect higher tax than the effective rate. Now, let's go through the classification of exemptions. In a few cases, exemptions are based on person making supplies, irrespective of nature of supply. For example, services by Security and Exchange Board of India or SEBI, services by charitable entities. However, certain supplies are exempted due to their nature and type. Here, the exemption is allowed irrespective of supplier. For example, sponsorship of sporting events services and public conveniences services. I hope now you fully understand the meaning of exemptions under GST. If yes, please write clear in the comment section of this video. If not, please ask your doubts in the comment section and we will clarify them for you. Now let's look at different types of exemptions. The first one is absolute exemption, that is, an exemption without any conditions. For example, transmission or distribution of electricity by Electricity Transmission or Distribution Utility Services by RBI. The second one is conditional exemption that is subject to certain conditions. For example, services by hotel, inn, guest house, club or campsite for residential or lodging purposes, having declared tariff of a unit of accommodation less than Rs 1,000 per day. Let's look at the effect of exemption under one GST law on another GST law. Exemption under CGST Act will be considered as exemption under SGST or UTGST Act, but will not be considered an exemption under IGST Act. Also, the exemption under IGST Act will not be considered as exemption under the CGST Act. Let's take a look at the differences between nil-rated, exempt, zero-rated and non-GST supplies. Zero-rated supplies mean exports made to SEZ or SEZ developers. Nil-rated supplies attract 0% GST, for example, salt, grains, jaggery, etc. Exempt supplies are taxable but do not attract GST and for which you can't claim ITC, for example, fresh milk, fresh fruits, curd, bread, etc. Non-GST supplies do not come under the purview of GST law. For instance, alcohol for human consumption, petrol, etc. So, if you want to go through complete list of exemptions under GST, please click on the links provided in the video description. If you have any doubts about this topic, please mention them in the comment section so that we can clear your doubts. Do subscribe to our channel for more such informative videos and stay tuned for further GST updates. Thank you.